5 runners, they're often racing. So jumping away 9 furlongs is the distance for the Bet365 Earl of Sefton Stakes. And in the early stages, the 2 Gredley family horses do battle early for the lead. And last year's winner, indeed the winner of the race for the last 2 seasons, Ottoman Fleet, started the race all by himself, but now just cutting across to slot alongside First Conquest at the back end of the field. A couple of years ago, he came from last place to win. He was held up last year as well. So striding on now, Ambiente Friendly's taken over. Lavender Hill Mob carried him alongside for about a furlong and a half, no more than that. Ambiente Friendly with a clear lead from Lavender Hill Mob in second. Persica alongside him. And then the Godolphin 2 in blue. First Conquest, White Cap, and the all blue of Ottoman Fleet. So they race on then with Ambiente Friendly, who had such an excellent year last year. Out in front under Hector Crouch, leading up with Persica now into second place. Lavender Hill Mob to the outside, and no move yet from Ottoman Fleet, nor First Conquest as they move on then with the 3 furlong marker just about in sight. Pretty murky view down the track today, but up front, Ambiente Friendly trying to brighten things up. He's a length clear from Persica. Now, Ottoman Fleet's made stylish progress into third place. Lavender Hill Mob driven along, and First Conquest still a chance. He's ridden more stand side, squeezed along now for the first time. Persica breezing alongside Ambiente Friendly. What will Ottoman Fleet find, and can First Conquest have a say as well? Ambiente Friendly headed, looks beaten. Persica goes on. The Godolphin 2 now chase him. Ottoman Fleet and First Conquest second and third. Persica still out in front though, and 2 clear. Half a furlong to go. Persica from Ottoman Fleet, who's going to taste defeat in this race because Persica's are gone the day, going to be too good. Persica wins for Richard Hannon and Ryan Moore. 2.5 to 3 clear from Ottoman Fleet and First Conquest in third.
After a couple of seconds, Richard Hannon has finally got into the winner's enclosure here at Newmarket with Persica in the Group 3 Earl of Sefton. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lydia.
What had you targeted this race?
I see Eddie Fremantle said that I had laid him out for this race. I'm not that clever, but now it's worked out. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was absolutely delighted. He didn't get the trip last time. We were going to go to Saudi. That didn't work out, so we went for the Winter Derby, and that was a mile 3.5 this year because I think they, yeah. He didn't stay that trip on that surface. And he travelled there lovely. I thought he was going to win, and it was only 3 hours home. It felt like about 3 days. You know, but I love this horse, and he's an improver, and he's got a big year ahead of him. And if it's soft ground in the Lockinge, he could turn up and run extremely well. He travelled lovely there.
He did.
I'm delighted for Martin and Michael because they love a good horse, like we all do. But I mean, you have to go through a lot of moderate ones to get to these ones.
Yes.
And they take a long time to make, and they've stuck strong and kept him, and they're enjoying him.
And they should, which is great.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Because this was a horse who had a great 3-year-old season. Then last year he improved again.
He did, yeah. He won a couple of handicaps, one at Epsom and one at Sandown, yeah. And then he won a listed race, a Doonside Cup. You see that trophy, it's massive.
Yes.
And literally they were down about an hour after the race looking for their trophy. And it's lovely. It's like a claret jug, and it used to be the feature race at Ayr of that Western meeting. So that meant quite a bit to them, and you know, they've got an awful lot to look forward to, which is good. It kind of gives me a few days off because they've got a few horses, and if one's run well, then they don't worry about the others.
And you mentioned the Lockinge, if the ground comes right, but you also mentioned it could be a big year. What else have you got in the back of your mind for him?
Well, Ryan mentioned that he might suit America. You know, we might have to travel a bit with him, but I think he enjoyed the ground today. He enjoyed the fast pace, and he's won a Group 3, and hopefully, Ryan said if you stick to this level, you'll win all day. But we do have to carry a penalty now if we go to these Group 3s. Yeah. And I'm sure he'll turn up at Royal Ascot because all roads lead to Royal Ascot nowadays, don't they?
Okay. And he's a fab horse. He always gives his running and he tries really hard. I really like him.
He's a gentleman. And Sean Fox, retired jump jockey, he rides him at home and does a brilliant job. And he's looked after him. And he's not the most straightforward horse. He can be a little bit on his nerves and get a bit warm. And he's ridden him and all the guys at home. So big team effort.
Oh, congratulations. And how about King of Cities? Now, it seems unfair to run that well and get beaten.
Yeah, too right. If that had been second, you'd see me hanging from a very strong tree. I was delighted with the way he ran. I was a bit disappointed at the end of last year in the Haynes Hanson Clark. I thought he ran moderately, and I've always thought he was a good horse. He's by the best stallion in the world and have a very good family. I always thought he was a good horse. You know, he's very classy, everything he does, and very straightforward. And he travelled great, and they're a long way clear of the third. So at the end of the day, it's an awful lot to take out of the race. Balding winning it again doesn't please me either, but you know, he ran a super race. I'm glad to see we've got a group horse. And
Where will you go with him?
the French Derby was mentioned, and he's in the Dante, and you know, he could turn up anywhere, but you know, we might. I'd like to think we'd start off low, but we don't do that. Hopefully he'll turn up somewhere smart, and he is a genuine group horse now, which he looked there.
It definitely did. They're both very smart. And finally, Harry's girl, who's the newcomer, the 2-year-old.
She's a sweet filly. She hasn't done loads. I ran her because she worked very well when Craig Blore came down, who owns her, the other day, and I have a quarter as well. So hopefully she'll run well. There is a fillies race tomorrow, but I thought, why not leave her in here? She's pretty forward in her coat and she goes quite nicely. But it's not her derby. She'll probably improve for it. If she wins, then she's a pretty good filly.
Is it a good sign when you retain a quarter?
No, it's an awful sign because I have to pay for it, Lydia.
I knew you were going to say that.
If you want to make money, go to work, don't buy racehorses. However, a good racehorse brings you something money can't buy.
You pulled it round at the end. Well, congratulations, well done.
Thanks, Lydia.
Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.